Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching my channel in 2019. I think now would be a good time to talk about rating the games that I've rated and the amount that I would want to play them like next or again. I think that might be kind of fun. So, how about we go through that? Like this is all the games that I've rated this year, and it's an absolute insane number of games. I don't think I've played this many games in here in a long time. So, yeah, how about we just get started? Probably the absolute bottom of the barrel game that I might have played this year is it's a toss up, but I think I Am Not a Monster. It's kind of the one I started off the year with, and unfortunately, it wasn't too good because of there's a huge lack of no multiplayer. Everybody in the multiplayer scene, you sort of have to bring your own friend, and if you don't, there's no one else to play with, and you end up playing with computers for a lot of the game. So that's not fun, right? That's not a good game. So I think that sits like maybe in the E tier, probably the F tier. I probably definitely would not want to play this one again. And then maybe it's sort of like on the other side of the fence here. Let's pick up an interesting one, like Bad North. Bad North was a very cool game. I think that's about average for like if I was bored, I would play Bad North again. It's a pretty good game. I like the mechanics of it. The art style was fantastic, and I would play it again if like maybe some of my other games were uninstalled, and this was the only one I had. This would be a good plane game if you were on a plane or a train or the back of a car and were good without motion sickness. This would be a good one for that. But I think a game that I'd like to play more, and I liked more than I wanted to, would probably be Adventure Capitalist, and I think that's probably about the A setting for me. This one I found I liked to play far too much, and it was definitely one of those ones that it was kind of cool to leave in the background and remember about a week later and like, oh god, I have a bunch of money saved up, because the game keeps calculating the money that you would earn over time. And this was a fun one to sort of cycle through and repeat and try to build up income over time. It's very rewarding to play it, but it's one of those soul-sucking rewarding games, kind of like Ark maybe or Rust. Dicey Dungeon. This one was interesting. I'm not quite sure. Which one would I rather play again? Dicey Dungeon or Bad North? Maybe Dicey Dungeon. I think I'd rather play more than Bad North, but less than like Adventure Capitalist. This one was a cool one. It's sort of a dungeon-like type thing, a roguelite, I think they call it. Sometimes I'm bad at words. And it's pretty fun. I just didn't think it had a whole lot of replayability. But I would play it probably over Bad North again. Let's pick one from this side. Mindustry or Mindustry, depending on how some people want to say it. I would probably play that more, definitely more than Dicey Dungeon. Maybe at the same level of Adventure Capitalist. It was actually quite good, and the price was so tasty. It's free for if you don't want the multiplayer version off of Steam. Get off their Twitch, not their Twitch, their itch.io. Or you can get the multiplayer version off of Steam for like $6. And it's one of the few games that has a 10 out of 10 on Steam. Although a couple of them on this list do have it, which is interestingly enough. But yeah, very good. Highly recommend Mindustry if you're into that kind of thing. Not as good as Factorio, in my opinion. I'd put Factorio above this, but I didn't review Factorio, so here we are. What do we got now? How about This Is Your Life Now? This one's pretty good. I wouldn't play this game again, but I did like it a lot, if that makes sense. It was a very good art piece game, and usually with art piece games, you play them, once or twice, and you get the gist. It's a walking simulator. You go right, and that's the game. You make a couple choices. I would definitely play it over I'm Not a Monster, probably to show somebody how cool it is. It's also in the vein of games like the Stanley Parable in a way, except for the Stanley Parable has more going on. Okay, all right. Well, how about Neoverse, the one I just did? This one was really fun. I will probably play it later today or maybe tomorrow. This is definitely an S tier game for my current want to play ability and listing. It's very fun, very much like Slay the Spire, has a lot of the similar mechanics. I like it. I think I wish it had more of a guided path of what to do. I feel like Slay the Spire really kind of holds your hand and tells you, okay, you've beaten the game, just go through these next more difficult levels, doing the Ascensions, and I think that's a nice way to play this type of game. And Neoverse has its own version of that, but I don't think it's as obvious the progression that you're supposed to go through, because they unlock them all at once, and you can just sort of pick whichever one you want. They've also got like a battle arena type thing, which is nifty as well. Okay, okay, all right. Back. Stop rambling, William. Let's go back over here. Let's talk about Graveyard Simulator. This one, I liked it. It was a good game. It was just kind of repetitive and a tad boring, but it's been some time. I've had some time apart. We've had some time apart from each other, and I think I would play that again over Dicey Dungeons, but definitely less than these two. It's kind of like a B plus rating, just a touch above. It's cool. I did like the idea of being a cool graveyard maintenance man, and I wish that had gotten some more justice than it had gotten. What do we got next up? How about Baba Is You? Baba Is You. Baba Is You was good. Would I play it again? I feel like I got all of I wanted out of it. But I would play it over This Is Your Life and less than Bad North. So this makes sense. I think a D rating is real good for Baba Is You. It's fun. It's a good. I think it's kind of more art piecey of a game. It's a puzzle art piece game. So if you're into that sort of thing, I thought it was a good game for what it was, 100%. But I don't think I would play it immediately again. But a game I would play, Tabs, very good, totally accurate battle simulator. It's a sandbox game. Like people say other games are sandboxes like GTA, but I thought this was more reminiscent of playing around in a sandbox. Like you've got your little army dudes, or like your dolls or whatever, and you'd play with them and you'd have them fight, and you'd have like cool little makeshift battles, and that's what Tabs is. I think I might play it more than both of these. I'd maybe put it up here. Tabs is really good. Highly recommend it. We'll scoot it over here to the side. Not quite above Neoverse, but I think I'd play it before those other two, definitely, out of these, the ones we've currently got. And then what else do we have over here? Mother Gunship. This one was nifty. Again, this is another game where I liked it for its category. I liked it for what it was, but for me personally, it's not something I would go back to. I'm not a huge shooter fan between me, you, and the fence post, so I would probably push it down here below Baba Is You, but definitely above This Is Your Life now, and far, far away from this this horror monster of I Am Not a Monster. So it's good, but it's not for me, if that makes sense. Card Quest, the disappointment card game. Though it was disappointing in many ways, I liked it in many other ways. I think I'm going to move its position with Dicey Dungeon, honestly. We're going to put Dicey Dungeon here, and we're going to put Card Quest here-ish. Maybe just a touch above Graveyard Keeper. There we go. We're getting a little messy, but I like it. And you're like, William, we have so much room to the left and right. I'm like, yes, but I want it centered. It looks cool. It's like a terrible Christmas tree maze. What else do we have? Well, only two left. How about we take a look at Cultist Simulator? This one I have played on and off for many years now and have never been able to beat it. And there are a lot of like tangential win conditions, and you can get little small victories. But there's just something about it that keeps drawing me back, even though I apparently can't get a hold of it. It's really good, and I think I might actually like it more than Bad North. I'd probably play it again. Maybe more than Dicey Dungeon too. But maybe less than Graveyard Keeper? It's a good game. I don't know. You know what? We're gonna change these around. I think I'd play Cultist Simulator before Graveyard Keeper, but just barely. More than Card Quest? Maybe. I think these tie, actually. It's a pretty good tie. Yeah, this looks about right. I like this so far. And then Kingdoms and Castles. This one's good. It's a good game. Where would I want to play? It's definitely better than these guys. I might get a hankering for it before Card Quest, honestly. Maybe. Boy, I'm just sitting here and thinking about it. It's creeping up. It's creeping up the trail. More than My Industry. I like this type of game more of a base building game than My Industry. Because My Industry is more of you running around as an individual, and I think I like the building a city more. So let's scoot all you boys. Scoot over. And let's put you boop. More than Tabs. Would I want to play this more than Tabs? I think I like Tabs just a touch more. And I think I'm pretty happy with this. You want to go through here? Neoverse, tabs, kingdoms and castles. You know what? These are a tie, actually, now that I've thought about it. Neoverse, and then tabs, kingdoms and castles. These guys are a tie. Yeah, I like this. This is, I think this is it. This is my finalized 2019 in review for William here. Do you guys agree with this? This is how I feel about it. And I feel like if you've subscribed to me, you have maybe a similar taste in games, or you like my rambling nonsense. It's one of the two. Speaking of rambling nonsense, I think this has gone on long enough. So yeah, let me know what you think, and tell me what games I should review for 2020. And I'll see you guys next time.